Good morning, everyone, and happy spring. I am back after a 2 month hiatus from creating video blog or vlog content. And I have a life coach who has inspired me to hold myself accountable more to you so that I can report into you more about Grow, which I want to share the wonderful work that I get a chance to do at a new company. And for today's topic, I want to talk about my why. And I want to share why I started Grow. And I started Grow after about 15 years of experience in the nonprofit world here in Louisville, Kentucky. And prior to that, was teaching at the collegiate level in a small department, the Women's Studies department, now the Women's and Gender Studies department at Western Kentucky University, and even was exposed to fundraising in that format as well. Think vagina monologues, right? Think writing grants and those sorts of opportunities that I was exposed to working in that department. And after having 15 years of experience directly in the nonprofit field, I found myself in a constant dilemma. I had colleagues from across the nation who were coming to me for guidance and help and assistance and even mentoring and shadowing me. And then it began to open up to local board members who maybe were assigned as the fundraising committee chair for the first time and wanted my advice on how to operate a fundraising committee, looking for advice on what to look for when hiring a fundraising professional. And so I realized that I had so much to offer, and yet my hands were tied because I was in a forward facing fundraising position at a wonderful organization. And my commitment was to them. And so I could only help other nonprofits and other colleagues across the nation so much. And so I decided it was time to take a leap of faith and to go into the consulting world and try the hat on. And so I incorporated Grow in November 2019, and then had took the holidays off, and then started with my first client in January 2020, and haven't looked back ever since, even during a pandemic, y'all. I mean, it has been just absolutely amazing. Not easy by any means, but very rewarding experience for me. So that's why I started Grow. But to go a little bit deeper on the why, like, why am I in the nonprofit field? Why am I in the social justice field? And when I reflect back on who I was as a child and the things I was exposed to as a child, that very much built the foundation for the feminist that I am today and the social justice warrior that I am today. I can remember being a very young child sitting in my parents' living room before they divorced and singing, for example, the Coca-Cola commercial with their song, "We'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony." And so I grew up, with this concept that world peace was desirable and needed. And then on top of that, as I got a little bit older, that theme continued. If you think back to Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie's song, "We Are the World, We Are the Children." And so those were my exposures to hope, if you will. And then as I got older, of course, my lens became a lot more wider. I was able to understand more. I, absorbed and witnessed and observed and was exposed to racism in particular. And then as I got older, gender and sex discrimination, homophobia, classism, you name it. And I realized that the world was a lot more complicated, and that not only was I experiencing some of those things, I also had family members, friends, loved ones, was witnessing it happening in the national news. For example, the Rodney King assault. And I decided, excuse me, Keeping it real, not going to edit this, just so you know. So I decided that I wanted to dedicate my career to righting the wrongs, if you will. And at first, I thought it would be saving the world. And then I learned that in the classroom, it was exposing and empowering one student at a time. If I was lucky, maybe more than one student at a time. And then when I shifted into nonprofit world, helping out just one person can make all the difference. Especially when you help out parents, because then you can in turn help their children and prevent intergenerational sexual violence from happening in their lives, for example, or you can prevent intergenerational poverty. And so that is why I do what I do. And I thank you so much for giving me a chance to share this with you if you're still watching, of course. And if you want to learn a little bit more about Grow, you can, of course, stay tuned to my social media pages. There's bits of information there. Most of the information is going to be on my website at growlu.com. And I really appreciate you joining me today and hope that you have a lovely, lovely week and enjoy this beautiful spring weather we seem to have here in Louisville, Kentucky. Thank you.